According to the United Nations, time is running out and nature is in emergency mode. That's the overriding message as the world marks Environment Day, a day that's celebrated by millions of people across the globe as the largest platform for environmental public outreach. This year's theme focuses on beating plastic pollution, with an estimated 11 million tons of plastic waste ending up in lakes, rivers and seas annually. The UN says that if we're serious about building a cleaner and more sustainable future, then we've got to do something urgent about plastic pollution. And to take that message further, I'm joined now in the studio by Tiwari, who is the Water, Sanitation, Hygiene and Climate Change Manager for UNICEF Nigeria. Thank you very much indeed for coming in and for your patience. I apologize that we couldn't get to you until now. Just first of all, tell us about the significance of World Environment Day.
So the World Environment Day is an opportunity for us to raise awareness on the importance of really managing the plastic waste as well as other kind of waste and the environmental challenge we face in the country.
Right.
Just to give an example of Nigeria, we have more than 140 million youth population. If we can really raise awareness of this youth and support them with appropriate skills and the opportunity to really take environmental protection actions or the climate change actions, we can make a lot of changes in our environmental protection side. So that's the significance of this opportunity.
So what are the solutions that the UN is proposing and UNICEF, or
Yes.
the way you work?
I think in terms of the solution, really need to look at the entire spectrum. It will start with, do you have the right policy at the national level? If we have the policy, then do we have the capacity, systems and processes in place to implement those policies? Then the issue of really the capacity. And when we really talk about mobilizing youth, children and the most vulnerable communities in the society, do we have really resources and mechanism to reach out to them and really provide them with appropriate
Well, what's the answer to those questions that you're raising?
I think the answer to that question,
in Nigeria.
Yes, answer to that question is we really need to work together. The collectively we can address. So like as I was saying, 140 million youth can be the 140 million solution to the environmental challenges. That's the kind of vision.
But a lot of people are not really listening, are they? I mean, because everybody's using plastics, and nobody even thinks about the fact that this potentially is a danger to the environment.
Exactly. That is the reason this World Environment Day provides us with an opportunity to raise that awareness.
Right. Okay.
People understand why.
Yes,
people understand why it is important for us to take care of the environmental management issues and how we could really go about it.
Let's talk about the broader environment issue of our time, which is climate change. You are also in charge of climate change at UNICEF Nigeria. How is that affecting people in this country?
Let me give the example of what happened last week in Niger State. That is a very recent and the worst example. Yes, the flooding, the issues of the drought, issues of real heat wave. That directly affects poor people, especially the children and vulnerable communities' ability to access basic life-saving services like water supply, sanitation, food, medicine, etc.
But so those people would argue that they've always had flooding for as long as they can remember.
No, it's a matter of really those occurrence of the flood and other climatic events is really increasing because of the climate change. That's the kind of thing we need to understand, and we need to see how best we can really support to avoid this kind of situation happening in the future, working collectively from all the fronts.
And what is UNICEF doing about protecting people, particularly children, because that's who you deal with, from climate change in Nigeria? And how much government and public support are you getting?
Thank you so much. UNICEF, I would like to talk about two strategies. One, we
Briefly,
have partnership with the sectoral government, like we have the partnership with the ministries responsible for water, sanitation, nutrition, child protection, health, etc. That is one aspect of the work. And the other aspect of the work is working directly with the climate change authorities like National Council on Climate Change, as well as the Federal Ministry of Environment and the state and the LG level authority. We collaborate with them. We work together to identify potential challenges, solutions, and the way forward. And we work together. That's what I would say in brief.
Okay, I'd love to talk with you some more, but unfortunately the technical gremlins pushed us and time is not on our side. Thank you very much indeed. Tiwari is the Water, Sanitation, Hygiene and Climate Change Manager for UNICEF Nigeria.